Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Can you hear me well? Let me know. Let's see who we have here. Steve, first off the bat. And hello there, Male 40 Los Angeles, thank you for that. And Lemes says hello, Male 25 Lithuania, hello there. And Juanpa, Pura Vida Meirani says, Pura Vida Juanpa dear. Steven says, I want to thank you for putting me in my place. I'll always do that on the other night, to respect and love myself. Yeah, more. And I know every time I'm here talking about the same thing, so I'm making a change. Good. That change is not for my benefit. That change is for yours, because if you let this go, this is a horse that will get energy the more you run it. Oh, gee, that's something interesting. Write it down, guys. If you let this one go, this is a horse that the more you run it, the more energy it gets, or the more it gets more energy the more you run it. And this is how OCD and these sort of obsessions work. And because you run it, and it keeps running and gets stronger because of the energy you put into it, it creates a conditioning in you that unless you do it, there's something wrong. Then you think that would be your normal nature, that you should be thinking about the subject, whatever it is, her, your girlfriend, or some subject, some obsession. That becomes your normal. And when you don't do it, you feel awkward, then you'll never stop, because you think, oh, my normal is to actually obsess over her, or to be negative, or to think about something devastating. And then you create, a neuroplasticity in a wrong way. So that is why it's important for you to use your power, which I have explained it in my next video. I just finished it last night, and I've asked our good friend Olga from Russia, who does the thumbnails. I needed some spacing in middle of the videos and different titles, because it's about, 14 segments. And the whole video is about 50 minutes. So I'm still debating if I shoot it all at one video or 5 different 10-minute videos. So anyhow, I've explained in there where your power in life relies. And unless you understand what you're being focused on, or what you're being encouraged to think about, ponder on, be occupied by, is not your choice. It's a suggestion. And that suggestion is coming from a brain that has no representation of you. It's a machine. So you gotta read into that, and don't allow a machine direct your life. Set out your programs, your behavior, because then you're not even a robot, you're a second-hand robot. We're actually getting orders from a segment of our entity, our own entity, meaning a robot, a segment of my entity, is actually have turned out to be a, authority to command me. That's a sad day in life, that even an apparatus of you has pulled the wool over your eyes, and it's actually making you do things, thinking that it's you who want to do things. It's like your intestine starts becoming your leader, and you follow the intestine. Whatever shit it says, you agree to it, and that's what your mandate's going to be. That's a sad day in life. You're allowing a fragment of you to do a salesman job on you, make you do things and think that that was and that is what you wanted to do, but it's actually coming from it. And who is it? A dumb shit apparatus that you mistakenly think it's you. All right, having said all that, I hope that you guys will enjoy it, but what do you guys think? A one whole long shot from beginning to an end, about 47, 48 minutes, or maybe 5 segments of 10 minutes or so. I don't know. I don't want people who don't want to learn it to give them an excuse. Oh, it's short. Watch it. No, don't watch it. Maybe I just put a whole one shot, and whoever in the world looking for answers, and they'll look for it. Otherwise, I don't want it to seem like, okay, it's short, I'll watch it. No, don't do me a favor. Not me. I mean, don't do anybody. Do yourself a favor. Try to figure out things. So that's why I think I might put it just one long shot, one whole movie video. So, Lamus says, it's 1 month after breakup. I feel better, but still sometimes I feel so empty, even if I am doing my job, sports, etc. What else can I do to not feel this emptiness? Well, you feel emptiness because you think what fills you up is more valuable than you. That's why you feel empty, because you're still giving more value to what supposedly you're missing. You have chosen to miss, because there's nothing really there to miss. Someone doesn't want to be with you, the good ridden, goodbye. But you are still holding her in higher value than yourself. Therefore, you think you don't have, or you don't deserve, or you don't have the dare not to miss her because she's better than you. Now think about it. Why is she better than you? She got more education. She feeds more people. She cares about elderly or young. She goes around and help people who are needy. She's the cure to common cold. None of that, yeah? Or is it? So why is it more value? Because you're programmed, if you're a heterosexual male, you're programmed to like, love, pursue women. And for that pleasure, desire for pleasure, which is highest level of pleasure because it is in our genes programmed for procreation. So you can't even think about it. You just hone on to it. And that is what you're programmed to pursue in your case. So the desire for pleasure is making you give so much value to this. But the value is not because of her qualities and accomplishments and personality and persona. The value is actually, you're giving that value. You think you're giving it because of her, but you're giving that value because of your desire is valuable. Desire for pleasure that is in you, for you, is valuable. Your desire makes her valuable. Your hunger makes the apple valuable. Apple on its own, when you're not hungry, it's not worth damn to you. You'll give it away. So it's not the apple that makes the apple so important, valuable. It's your hunger that makes the apple so valuable. It's not her that is so amazing and all that, let's just die for her. It's your desire for pleasure, desire for intimacy, the fact that you want her makes her valuable. Otherwise, what has she really done in this world for the good of the world, for you to actually prove that she's that valuable that you feel lesser value to her? So when you figure these things out, you can see that I'm actually listening to my desire. My desire is deciding for me that she's valuable. Why? Because it gives me pleasure. Oh, really? Okay, what else? Well, she doesn't pay attention to me. Really? That's good? Well, she's hot and cold. Is that good? Well, she doesn't have really direction. She doesn't really know. She was pursuing me. Now she doesn't, now that I like her. So she's not balanced and not confident. Is that good? So if you look at it, usually your girlfriend, or whatever your relationship is not on her own something that you think is so high up. It's because you want her. Unwant her. You're good. Why do you unwant her? Because she's not qualified. Because you got to have some expectations, some standards from a relationship. Is she giving that to you? Don't tell me yes, because she's broken up. She's not with you. If she's broken up with you and you still say, yeah, she's got all those qualities, what are those qualities? Isn't one of those qualities the fact that she would stay? Like the girl should stay, plus all the other qualities you expect from her? The girl who breaks up and leaves cannot fall within the qualification standards frame. So what is it that you think she's qualified for? Why do you desire her? Why do you want her? Why do you think she's still good? If she's not meeting your standards, which one of the most important standards is to stay with you, to want to be with you, if she doesn't have that, I don't care what other standards that she measures up. She's pretty, okay. Is she for you? No, then who cares? You know? All right. I think you guys get the gist of it. Let's see. Lemus, I hope that was helpful to you. And says, okay. And Chester here, male 27, Hawaii. Aloha, Mary. Aloha, Chester, dear. How are you, buddy? Aloha to you. And Lemus is also every morning, first thought, it's about her. Yeah, you're horny in the morning. So you wake up, you want to wake up with hope. And what kind of puts you down is, oh, I don't have that toy that I always had. I could hold her, kiss her, la 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 la. So that makes you feel down. Also, usually in the morning, you just woke up full of energy, like, anyhow. Says, what can I do about that? I just told you what you can do about 20 minutes of talk. Rewind. I got to your question. I answered your question before I got to it. I was in 1-year relationship. We lived together. Yeah, I know. First of all, what's your age? I'm getting pissed off. What you guys? Oh, here it is. No, poor thing. You've already said. Hello, male, 25, Lithuania. Okay. 25-year-old, you live with a woman for 1 year. Obviously, you're going to feel, she makes me feel like a man I am. She wakes up and maybe she made a breakfast one day. Oh, big deal. I mean, women in the past always made breakfast. Not that they should, but they wanted to. That's how they were raised. That's how they wanted to do. They all made men feel great because it wasn't a favor. It was like how they liked to treat their men. Today, men have to beg for some femininity, for some motherliness, for some compassion, for some emotion, for some... I'm not asking to make me a breakfast, but if you make it, it makes me feel amazing. But they have to beg for it. Like women think they're doing a favor that they're with their man. But then they don't want to focus the fact that this is their choice, that that's what they wanted, to be with this man. But now they don't want to be a female with the female characteristics of the past, our mothers. The things that on top of all the duties that the female can handle these days, education, being top-notch doctors, being top-notch lawyers, being whatever that they can be. On top of that, men still want their wives to be feminine and do some stuff that their mothers used to do. So nobody says women are any less than men because they're loving and caring and they're center of the whole world. It just means we think of women as Mother Nature. We need their nourishments. We need their support of their love and their energy to us. We can feel that with the little things that they do. But nowadays, it's like, why should I do it? Women want to be like men. So bring that balance by discussion before you guys start living together, start having commitments. Check each other out. Are you the kind of man that she expects you to be? Are you presenting the things that she expects a man to have as far as care and providing and being for her, being there for her, and paying attention to her and so on? And then you also ask her, are you willing to be a woman as it was, at least partly how it used to be in the past, or are you just going to be a female person? You know, men don't want to have just a feminine person around. They want to have a woman who knows how to be a woman, to nurture, to be the center of the family, to be able to help things grow and develop around her with her femininity, with her womanhood, with her leadership, with her care and compassion, with her being that what is needed in a union of a house. Huh? So when you at 25, 26 years old live with a woman for a year and you have no knowledge of how to be a man, and you think your manhood comes from the image that a woman makes you to have by her, pleasantry, doing stuff around the house, and, helping you be a friend, being confidant, being together, a team, and you think, oh, wow, she made dinner. Oh, God, I feel like a man. No, make your own goddamn dinner. Be able to cook. Do all the stuff that you need to do. So when she does it, she doesn't think it's a favor. She knows if she doesn't do it, she doesn't have to. And you can do it yourself. So the relationship would not be based on things that she does and you'll be dependent on it. Would be based on she wants to do it, not that she thinks she's doing a favor for you because if she doesn't, you can't do it. That's why I suggest every woman to have a career, to have a job, to have their own money so you don't have to put up with shit if your man is not a real man and makes a fuss about it. So you will have your own economic and financial situation taken care of. And then you guys will have a relationship based on love, respect, teamwork, helping each other, supporting each other, and wanting to do things for each other. Not that she feels obligated to cook or clean because that's her job supposedly, and you feel obligated to go out and work because that's your job. She does other things, you do other things. No, I want you both have careers and make money, and I want you both do clean the house and help each other. If you have to cook, both cook. So then in that situation, if you do anything for each other, you're doing it because you want to, not because you're pushed into that role. You do it because you love to do it. If she cooks for the family or for you or for, whatever, she wants to. If you go to work or if you come home and cook because you want to, not because she expects you or she doesn't do it. I want the equality to mean really equality, not pretend equality, To be open and equal doesn't mean to fool each other and then while you pretend it's equal, but you're actually forcing each other. Like, it's equal. She said, I don't want to clean or cook anything because I don't want to. Why should I? But in fact, she says, I'll do it unless you do the stuff that I want you to do. So it's not really based on love and equality. They're using it as a leverage. And the man, the same. Do cook, do clean, and do your work too. You can do them all. So when she does it for you, she says, no, dear, don't do it, because she wants to. Not because she feels if she doesn't, she's not looked upon as the real choice woman. Anyhow, I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to get at. If you do, great. If you don't, the heck with it. Let's go. I tried. And it says, so, no, my flat feels so, now my flat feels so empty by living alone. Listen, you have forgotten something. You still thinking and talking about it as if she's still the angel that you knew she was. Because if she can leave your apartment and not feel she's living alone and it's empty, you can too. What's wrong with you? You're still holding her up as your princess while she's somewhere else, in somebody else's bed. Or she lives herself the way she wants to, and she doesn't feel alone or lonely. She's got a new place or whatnot for herself. But you feel alone and lonely. You have a choice. Stay there and die in depression, or say, no, I'm a survivor. She didn't like me, no big deal. Not everybody's supposed to like me. I go find somebody else who likes me and I like her, and she wants to stay with me longer than 1 year. And at this age, 26, it's normal that you'll have 1 year relationship and you break up. But you're now so focused on that whole picture of living together, my girlfriend, and then she does her thing, and then she cooks, and then you go to work, all that shit. It's worth nothing. Everybody does that in a relationship. And if they don't do, you do the cooking and cleaning. It doesn't matter. But don't think that the fact that they clean and cook or do this and that, and you have that image, that makes you a man. Now, your being a man is on you. Nobody is going to make you a man or take manhood away from you. It's you. How you live, how you take care of business, how you take care of your life. Your manhood is manhood. If they want to be nice and sweet about doing some things that makes you feel amazing, great. If they don't, you're still amazing. That's how you should think. Yeah? You don't lose your manhood when a girlfriend leaves. You're a human being. You will feel lonely. That's all right. But that's not anything, nothing is falling apart, And Lima says, now, okay, no. Okay. Steven says, I worked yesterday, and while at work, I caught a couple of girls looking at me. I had good conversation with a lot of my female workers and made them laugh throughout the day. One of them even asked me to go snowboarding next time with her and her friend. Made me realize there's more possibilities out there. Yeah, really, made you realize. Did you have to realize? And are you blind? There's so many beautiful women out there. They're all into some kind of a activity. So you get to know them. Well, chances are you'll like each other. You just hone on one woman, and the woman, as soon as she says, I don't want you, then you want her doubly. Why? Oh, please, don't you make me unwanted. Why? Make me unwanted. Why? Because the others will want me then. As long as your boat is tied to the dock, you can't even fathom, you can't even imagine what other islands and shores and destinations are available. You got to cut the cord and start rowing. Then you will see, wow, so many things, amazing things available. That island. Look at the hula dancers. Look at this and that. Every island has some specialty. Then you will see that it was just, you're just being, worried about nothing. What? Okay, she doesn't want you. Okay, fine. Bye-bye. Thank you for the time we spent together. Big deal. The thing is, you're trying to make everything permanent. That's the problem. Human being hasn't learned that the whole life itself is temporary, yet we want to make every experience we have in it that we like permanent. And in order to make it permanent, we pay too much attention to it. When you make too much attention to it, and it's a person who doesn't have enough confidence, they think they're too good for you because you're paying too much attention to them. So just let it to be temporary if it wants to be. Enjoy the enjoyment, be joyful, and don't try to turn the joy into pleasure and make it permanent, and then, just breathe down her, neck. Whatever. If it didn't work, it didn't work. And then just go on to the next thing. So get used to things being temporary in a relationship. And if it did turn out to be long-term, great. If it didn't, okay, another one. Take a break. And we have Odds Cuban says, Amen. And I have a girlfriend who I'm sexually active with, but now I'm questioning everything. I still get around from my girlfriend I'm in love with, but my brain puts thoughts in my head. Yeah, so I've always been after girls my whole life. Never thought about doing sexual things with them. Yeah, you've got HOCD. It's not a big deal. Understand that it's bullshit, and you haven't turned gay. You've always liked women, you say. You have a girlfriend, and what comes to your brain, as you explain it here, these are intrusive thoughts. Everybody has intrusive thoughts. But the reason that yours is lingering is not because you're turning your sexuality to something else. That doesn't happen. What is happening is that there is a center in your brain that is part of the habit center in the striatum. It's part of the basal ganglia. It's called caudate nucleus. Caudate nucleus sometimes malfunctions. It's an automatic gear shift that supposedly when frontal cortex, right up here, right over your eye and front, when it conjures up some kind of a thought, it could be of any kind. It makes 80, 90,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are intrusive. But when it goes in there, because your inner system is aware of your gender, your inclination, your preferences, and what's meaningful to you and what's not interesting to you, according to what kind of an intrusive thought it is, caudate nucleus's job is a gear shift, automatic gear shift, which actually sees the quality of the thought, interprets it, and puts it in a gear to shut it down, because it knows what your gender is all about, what your interest and inclination is all about. But when it goes malfunction, it doesn't do its job. But good news is that you, by noticing these intrusive thoughts to be what they are, intrusive thoughts, that you're not interested in, it bothers you, it's unwanted, then by noticing them and calling them for what they are, intrusive thoughts. This is brain's thought, not me. This is OCD, not me. This is intrusive thought, not me. This is HOCD, not me. Either one of these, you name it with either one of these when you notice the intrusive thought, and then you let it fall apart. That means you don't pay attention. You just notice it. It's intrusive. Call it for what it is. It's OCD. It's HOCD. It's intrusive thought. Not me. It's brain. It's not me. And then go about your business and ignore it. When you continue this behavior toward these thoughts that they keep lingering, showing up, even though it's annoying and how difficult it is for you to focus on what it is that you want to focus on, your girlfriend or your job, whatever it is, and these thoughts are lingering, just push through. Focus on what it is that needs to have your attention on that daily basis. And ignore this. Do not engage in it. Do not ponder, oh, why is it here? What does it mean? I'm not this. I'm not. Don't start debating with your brain. When you keep doing this behavior toward these thoughts from the brain gets the idea that there is no energy exchange. There's no attention being paid to these thoughts. Gets the signal indirectly, not through work of a caudate nucleus, which automatically is supposed to shut down intrusive thoughts, but through your behavior and reaction toward these thoughts, that you diss them, you ignore them, and you call them for what they are. You realize what they are. You notice them what they are. You don't make a mistake saying, oh, that's me. No, you actually call them for what they are. That's HOCD, that's not me. That's intrusive thoughts, that's not me. That's brain, that's not me. And then you create that awareness, and then that kind of gives a little bit of a direction and program modification to the brain that, hey, no buyer here. And then after a while, through these behavior, it's called neuroplasticity, the brain gets reconditioned and it gets rewired to behave properly according to how it is normal for you. And then eventually it reduces these intrusive thoughts, reduces into nothing. And if they ever show up, you always know how to deal with them. And then you become like the very skillful driver that is driving his fantastic high model fast car, but it's skillful in maneuvering toward debris and shit and obstacles, and just gets the right road and continues his journey without hesitation, because it's very clear for him that, oh, that's garbage, that's junk, that's garbage, that's junk, and that's good, that's the road I have to turn. And you become expert in that, and then you negotiate your life, and then the brain rewires itself through this kind of behavior. Pretty much. By the way, I finished that. Did I tell you guys that I finished that video? Yeah, I did. And I'm doing the cosmetic stuff about it. So let me know if you guys think that I should release it in one shot, 49 minutes about, or chop it. It's an interesting discussion about brain, and it's very important for you to know that for your life and for your mental health. And if you have OCD, HOCD, and all that intrusive thought shit, definitely you want to know about scientific proof about what we've always been talking, and it's been proven some 1,000 years ago by Aristotle, the dualists and all that, and then the thinkers of the modern century as well. But still, what was missing was scientific evidence for knowing that brain is not you, and you're not the brain, and that you're above the brain. Hence, it will help you how to deal with life, intrusive thoughts, and OCD, subsets of OCD, including HOCD. And Ashtram is here, says, hey, Miran, brother, good to see you, and thank you very much. Ash, good to see you as well, dear. Says, just drifting off to sleep. I'm wondering how much you think working on self-esteem plays a role in diminishing HOCD, and how I have my own thoughts. But I'm interested in your take. Well, self-esteem, of course, it's like, it's like being so hungry that pretty much any food in front of you seems more valuable than what you're all worth, because you need that food, yeah? When you don't have self-esteem, anybody else seems more capable and more qualified than you. So you feel like shit. So they shit on your head, you think, oh, I probably deserve it. So you don't have that power to kind of stand your ground, be proud of yourself, give yourself kudos, and deal with anything, including HOCD, better. Your self-esteem can also get better once you deal with HOCD. And your HOCD can feel better once you have better self-esteem. So continue doing all the little things in your daily life that can bring you a positive effect. Remember, self-esteem does not get increased by accomplishing tasks. Self-esteem gets better and stronger by making an effort to accomplishing tasks. Because making an effort toward accomplishing tasks is continuous, and if you get used to becoming happy and grateful and boast and in a way, not boast, but be proud of your effort. There's so much effort to accomplish one thing that before you accomplish it, there will be so many boosts to your self-esteem, because all through the time you've been making efforts, and that effort would make you happy. That making effort gives you dopamine, and dopamine gives you a good feelingness. And there's so many different times that you will get that dopamine and feeling of accomplishments through focusing on the fact that I'm making an effort, and that would become more important than accomplishing something, bringing it to fruition. So the effort would be the conditioning for you to bring self-esteem. Meaning, if you do something and you don't accomplish it, or you don't win it the way it's supposed to be, you still get high self-esteem. But if you focus on that, I have to accomplish this in order to feel better about myself, then that's bullshit. Because then you have devaluated all the energy and efforts. It's like you worked and you didn't get paid. You want to get paid in every chance, not only when the project is done. So you want to get the dopamine, you want to get the feeling of happiness, accomplishments, and something good and high self-esteem through the efforts that you put towards accomplishing something. Not only feeling good and great and feel good about your self-esteem when you accomplish something. That's only one time. But you want to get constant. So be happy that you're making an effort. Be jubilant that I'm going to make one more step toward accomplishing this. And that one more step is important, not the accomplishing it. The fact that I'm making an effort is important, not accomplishing it. And on that note, you never get up in the morning and say, I haven't finished anything. Say, I'm going to make an effort toward it. And that itself gives you a boost in your self-esteem, gets you more dopamine, and conditions you for more of a effort and hopefulness in life. So that's what you want to reprogram yourself towards. And that's what I think about that. And Hieroglyph says, just, oh, okay, that's all right. Hieroglyph says, what if I missed somebody. Oh, I missed Leslie. What happened here? It jumped. Okay, I go back. All right. Leme says one long video will be better. Okay. Thank you for that. What about the rest of you guys? No opinion. Come on, guys. Steven says, now, I'm not sure if it's my ego, but what upsets me is how that girl was so into me and now wants nothing to do with me. So the rejection makes me feel less of a person. No, you got to see, what are you rejected by? If I'm rejected by a, I don't know, hobo in the street says, hey, I don't want to be your friend. I say, okay, great, no problems. Or let's say I had a friend and then, I don't know, he got into some kind of a shit that it's inappropriate, or started doing some kind of business that I find it, that's not a good idea. And then he says, I don't want to be friends with you. I said, great, I don't want to be friends with you because you were a nice guy to begin, sometime, but now you're into some kind of a shit business. I don't want to have a friend who is involved in that sort of thing. So if that friend that used to be a normal person now tells me that doesn't want to be friends with me, I welcome it. Now, your girlfriend used to pursue you and show so much attention to you to get your attention. Now, she got your attention and she's pulling away and she doesn't want to have anything to do with it. So that first one is not rejecting you. This second one, who was cold and hot and didn't have enough confidence, didn't know if she's coming or going, is rejecting you. And this one, welcome it, great. But your problem is that you think that one who was pursuing you has rejected you. No, that one who was pursuing you day and night and how she used to be came after you and got you. This is a different beast. It's changed. This one is not the one that used to pursue you. This one is changed. Because if she hadn't changed, she would still pursue you. If she was still the same person as she was 5 months ago, 4 months ago, she would still pursue you. This is not the same person as the one that used to pursue you. So this rejecting you is not the same as the one who was pursuing you rejecting you. So you should be okay with this one rejecting you. That one didn't reject you. That one actually came after you. She rejected you after she changed. And that change has nothing to do with you. In fact, you actually complied and you became more of a person that she actually wanted to be with. You paid attention to her. Okay, if that was your mistake, well, I'm sorry about that. Girls pay attention to me, I pay attention to them. If that's going to cause them to stop paying attention, well, they're fucked up. And why would I not be okay with a fucked up person rejecting me? I would know what's wrong with you. So you're supposed to be actually saying, thank God. If I'm supposed to be nice to a woman and then she's the same woman that she used to come after me, now I'm nice to her, she doesn't want me, she's fucked up. So yeah, go, okay, it's all right, fine. I don't need the sex. Bye-bye. I need someone balanced. And so instead of you thinking it this way, you think, oh, I'm rejected, so I don't feel good about myself. Really? That's it? That's all it takes for you to feel good and feel bad? Is a woman not wanting to be with you? Always remember, when a woman doesn't want to be with you, that's not the same woman who wanted to be with you. That woman didn't reject you. This is a different woman, because people change while they're growing up. Like, you could be 25-year-old and love spaghetti, and you come 30 years old, you say, oh, wow, I want more spicy food. Okay. But are you going to say, well, when she was having spaghetti, she actually didn't like spaghetti then, because she doesn't like spaghetti now? Well, what the hell are you talking about? Spaghetti is spaghetti. She changed. Spaghetti didn't change. Spaghetti is the same one that she was going after, eating it. Now that she doesn't want to eat the spaghetti, it's not the spaghetti's rejection. It's not the spaghetti's fault. The spaghetti is not rejected. She's actually changed. And if she's changed, it doesn't worth the attention of spaghetti. That's how you should look at it. And see, we combine relationship and food. That's why we're so unique on this channel. Nobody can compete with us. Are you kidding me? Go find these wisdom. I must be hungry. No, I'm not hungry. I had to had my dinner. I have my tea. I just like spaghetti, I guess. Salut. Damn it, still hot. Always fools me, I let it sit here for half an hour and I think, okay, it must be. Yeti. Hence, it's for the commercial for Yeti. Still hot. Damn it. All right. Slobodan Milicic, I don't know, I'm not butchering your name, Milicic, says, hi, Marin 21, Belgrade. Belgrade. Hang on, I gotta check something. I'm suspecting. Ah, okay. So let's see. Hieroglyphs Christmas apples are the best from Costco. What the heck is wrong with you, Hieroglyph? What are you talking about? Did you only got to the apple part? You didn't hear the before or after. Steven says, I want to be able to go to work now, and when I see her, look at her as if she's nobody. You don't have to look at her if she's nobody. You got to look at her as somebody that she used to be somebody. Is not that somebody anymore, which makes her nobody. And instead of focusing on to see what you see of her, somebody or nobody, just forget about focusing on her. Just focus on other women who are all somebody to you because none of them have acted weird. This thing was weird from the beginning, you know? One of those girls who doesn't know, you know, she likes the guy, she goes after her. When he pays attention to her, she doesn't know anymore. These sort of fucked up people, you don't want to be around them. They happen to look nice and they happen to look very submissive, yet they're far from it. They're weirdos. So you want someone who's got passion, can fight with you or disagree with you, discuss with you, and come to terms, understanding, communicative. Not someone who doesn't say anything and says, yeah, it's okay. Oh, you're good. I brought you this from home. I cooked this for you. But the tomorrow she breaks up with you. They're just fucked up. They want to be loved by everybody, but as soon as they love them, they say, oh, this one loves me. It's no good. I want somebody who doesn't love me to love me. So I'm going to go after someone who hasn't loved me. I want him to love me. Then I leave him to somebody else. That's how they get assurance, because the assurance doesn't come from their within. Assurance comes from the attention of other people, and that's never ending. Because as soon as they get the attention, it's like drugs. They get a little drug, they want something stronger now because they got used to this. This is no good anymore. It doesn't give them a buzz. They get higher, so they get this one, and then they get used, oh, I got this one. So I want something else because I don't feel good about myself. I gotta see if, you see, they have an OCD, they want to be sure that they're hot. They want to be sure that people like them. So as soon as this one likes them, they still want to be sure, and they can't be sure from here because this already told them, yeah, you're good. But they don't believe anybody. So they go to the next one who don't know, and they make him to like them, and then say, okay, but I'm still not sure because this one likes me. I'm only sure to be with someone who doesn't like me, never tells me he likes me until I kind of finish my life and say, by the way, did you like me during the past 80 years? And they still want to hear him say, no, I didn't. And they say, oh yeah, I had a good life. These are weirdos. These are not the women that I'm talking about. So, so let's move on. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Have respect for yourself. Love yourself. And then see if the other person that you want to be with qualifies to be your girlfriend. And when she changes, don't keep thinking about her as she used to be. Think about her as she is right at that moment. And if that's what you're focusing on, and if that's how she used to be at the beginning, you wouldn't pay attention to her. So now that she's like the way that she wasn't in the first time, at the beginning, then don't pay attention to her now either. Because that's what you would have done if she was like this at the beginning. So do it now that she's changed to this. So now you don't pay attention to her as you wouldn't if she was like this then. You got it? Okay, Ash. Yeah. Oh, are you talking to someone? Okay. Ash is male, 33 UK. All right. We have a super chat from, let's see who's given us a super chat. From Stephen. Stephen says, thank you, Mariano. You're welcome. Thank you for the super chat, Stephen. So where were we? Says, yes, Mariano, that's how I'll be for now on. More relaxed and not expect things to be permanent. Yeah, and don't focus on her. Focus on other girls, for heaven's sake. Just don't waste your energy on someone who's not, qualified to be around that energy. Fuck it. Next, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Just relax. Nothing will ever happen if she's not in your life. That's perfectly fine. Why? Because there's so many amazing, wonderful, great, gorgeous, capable, qualified women out there. Don't disrespect them running after this one's ass. What for? If she's not paying attention to you, she can go pay attention to whoever she wants to. You have no use for her. Hieroglyph says, what if I love someone but that someone doesn't love me back? That's the way the nature works. So why does he or she... Hieroglyph, you didn't introduce yourself. I don't remember. You're a man, woman, gender, age, where you're tuning in from. Please, don't forget to follow the protocol. I don't care how many times you've been here. I don't remember necessarily. I may some, but I need to have that in every question. Just three little things. Look at the Alexander. Alexander Lorenzo says, male, 27, New York City. M/27/NYC. That's all. That's all. Is that so hard? All right. User 22 says, hello, Meron. Hello there. And Alexander says, male, 27, New York City. 6 months after breakup. Is it normal to still think of ex-girlfriend? Yeah, it's normal even if you want to think about her for 3 years. But it's normal. It's not normal to sit around and not go out with other girls and not start a relationship, because you can be thinking about a girl in a magazine. So you can be thinking about your ex as well. It's not a problem. That's not a disease. It's not a problem. It's just that we like to think of some special moments with girls that we've been with. And if it's the girl that we've never been with, like a girl in a magazine, we still may fantasize. So thinking about it in a productive way, a pleasant way, that's okay. But sobbing or thinking and wallowing and regretting and all that shit is not fantasy, is not pleasant. That kind of thinking, no. Missing or regret, no. Go on with your life. All right. Am I allowed to love that person until that feeling fades away? You're allowed or not allowed, doesn't matter if that's what you, but you gotta say, does that person deserves my love? Why? Why would you love somebody else's bicycle? Why don't you love your own bicycle or go buy one and then love your bicycle? You can appreciate the nice design of the other people's bicycle or cars or watches or whatever clothing, but that doesn't mean you should go further and have more emotion towards it. Just okay, it's a nice watch. I love the watch. But if I have the same watch or another watch is equal as design, I'd love mine more, So it's all about respecting yourself and finding that you command speciality, respect, quality, qualification for you. It's like saying, I like that suit even though it's not my size. Well, if it's not your size, you can't love it. You will love it if you like the texture, workmanship, style, color, and the size fits. If any of these you don't like, you can't love it. And in these cases, you love a person who is not in a relationship with you. Why? You can fantasize about that person, okay, but don't go any further. Don't give it more credit. Why? You got to see what that person's going to do for you before you actually commit 100% to that person. And love is pretty much 100%. So that's not love, it's lust. Or because you've been with the person and you still kind of, just don't sell yourself short. Remember what I always said. If that wheel doesn't turn for me, I don't care if it turns at all. If that woman is so beautiful and amazing, but is not giving herself to me, if she's not being in a relationship with me, if she's not giving her attention to me, then what do I care how pretty she is? I admire it. Oh, it's a pretty girl. In your case, your boyfriend, doesn't matter how wonderful, amazing he might be. If he's not dedicating his time or paying attention to you, then what do you care? Who gives a shit? Dime a dozen. There's so many other wonderful people around. Go find them. So all starts with respecting yourself. Says, no rushing my heart to move on, no suffering. Is that weird? You just think it's all about self-respect. You don't have enough respect for yourself. Just cut the bullshit and get off your ass and whatever it is that you love to do, sports, fitness, take care of yourself, accomplish things you want to accomplish in life, feel good about yourself, bring your self-esteem up, and then tell me if you still think this guy is qualified for you to love him. So easily give your love away. So why? What are you, a doormat? Have respect for yourself. It starts all with that. Slobodan says, miss being full straight. It's not so easy to ignore all this shit. I'm doing my best. No, you are full straight. You're just paying too much attention to the bullshit that the brain is making. You must focus. The key to HOCD is to focus on the separation between brain, thoughts, and you. Brain's thoughts are not yours, and they are bombarding you with bullshit because there is a malfunction in the signaling system of your brain to shut down intrusive thoughts. Otherwise, brain is capable of making all kind of shit intrusive thoughts in every single human brain. That is happening in all brains because their association capability from word to word, scene to scene, anything can find its way to associate to sex because that's what we're all about. We think about sex all the time. And we are perfectionists, so anything that could mean something other than what we want it to mean, we go onto it. Don't. It's the brain's malfunction that associates things that they are not supposed to be associated with. But it goes because it's so fast and quick and pretty much brilliant. That's why most OCD people are above average smarts and intelligence. And their brains are very innovative, very capable, and very fast. So association powers are pretty much far higher than the others. And then when the caudate nucleus is malfunctioning, so the intrusive thoughts is not automatically shut down. When it's not shutting down, you think, oh, it must mean something. No, it doesn't. It's just a malfunction. So learn about it. Stop believing in it and say, oh, I'm not full. So no, you are full straight. You're just getting fucked up with the brain. So reprogram it with the ways I've talked about it. Work on it. Focus on your values. And watch the video that I'm about to bring out. You gotta be sure to understand. You gotta be certain about your understanding of the separation between brain, thoughts, and you. Which is which? It's not the same. Then you'll be fine. It's like you have a crazy person following you around and keep telling you you're gay. You're gay. Well, what are you gonna do? You know it's coming from another person, so you won't believe it. But your brain, you think it's you. That's why you believe the shit that it tells you. When you understand its separation, that is just like another person, that's as much credibility as it has, then that separation will set you free and you start working on getting rid of this by ignoring these suggestions and intrusive thoughts. And that continuation of ignoring these thoughts will rewire your brain and bring it back to balance. And caudate nucleus may actually click back on. But nevertheless, either way, you will, through neuroplasticity, through your behavior, you will rewire your brain to learn it new. To learn it, you reteach it through understanding and through your behavior and through your focus on your life and things that you prefer. It will rewire itself. You change the environment through your behavior, the brain feels the environment, and the atmosphere is not in favor of the bullshit that it makes. So it learns. It's like you're training a dog or a horse or a child, that you're training that person with the protocol of the city, protocol of the driving, the way it should automatically behave, or protocol of sports, the way it should automatically learn to condition itself to play the game, to behave, and then automatically it will change. Don't give up. Stand your ground. So much information. I mean, OCD is by far the most understood and clinically understood and dealt with efficiently by having properly understood and examined this through scientific evidences and all that. So the information is there. Educate yourself and get rid of it. I mean, it may come and go the rest of our lives. Doesn't matter. Because once you already focus on only on who you are, what you are, then the rest of it is like you have a triangle and all this shit passes by on the sides of the triangle, and you keep going forward to the direction that you normally would go. So you got to create that. Reborn says, male 21 Chile says, hi Miran, how are you? Thank you very much, Reborn. Appreciate that. Chester says, Miran, I think it's beneficial to have a long and short version of yeah, I thought so. I think I'll have one long one, and then I'm going to cut the video in 4 places or 5 places, but I'll cut them in weird places. So it's not like ending of a topic. I'll cut it in the middle of a topic. They're like whoop, cuts, and they have to go part 2. Because otherwise, they'll kind of be okay with the ending of the topic and say, oh, I understand this part. And they don't want to go on. No, I want to just shove it down their throat so they have to actually watch it. So cut in the middle of the topic so they have to go to the next part in order to finish this first part. And then they also get to see the next part of it. And then cut in the middle of that, they have to go to the third, part 3, which gives them the part of the part 2, completes that, and it starts the part 3. So I think that would be a way to give them enough chances, and at the same time make sure they will follow through. And also I'll put a whole, complete one as well. Yeah, but the message is not like they have to watch the whole thing to get the complete message, because there's several different scientific examinations and scientific experiments that has been done by the neuroscientists of the famous neuroscientists of the world, Nobel Prize research, and very important stuff to show, to prove where is the credibility of these productions of the brain. If the brain has any credibility in making you think that you're the brain. So once you clear that, and that will help you out. Ash says, that's what I thought. They go hand in hand. Reduce the symptoms of one problem, such as HOCD, and it may have a domino effect and alleviate other issues. Yeah, behavior and effort towards improvement. Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome anytime. And Ash says, do the entire 40 odd minutes of video. Yeah, I'll do the whole entire thing at one upload, and then 5 more in pieces. And Hieroglyph also says long video will be best. All right. People used to make me feel that my videos are long in the few years ago, and so I started doing short ones, and not much change. So back to short and long. We have both of them now. Shorter the long is probably the best. Ash says, if you chop it up, create a specific playlist for that video. Yeah, I will. Sure. Yeah, okay. Good idea. Atif says, hi, Mehran, 38, male, New York City. I asked before about quitting watching porn. It's become such a habit to fall asleep, becoming concerning that I'm actually dependent on it to some degree. I don't obsess over it, but it seems like I need it or else I get bored. Well, switch the hobby. Start playing chess or a game. Wash it away with something else that gives you dopamine. Go for the games or chess, some game that you like to play. that has its own place, porno, but too much of it is just nuisance and garbage. And you get insensitized. You keep seeing naked women, and then after a while, you're not as excited when you see just I don't know, portion of a skin of a woman. It doesn't do much for you. So if you expose yourself too much to it, it's just, it's not like, it's like seeing every woman in bikinis all day long. But it's more exciting when you just, everybody's clothes, and then, at the beach or some special occasion, you see, wow, some fashionable thing. And so don't train yourself. And even, if you keep doing that, your girlfriend will not, when you have one, or if you have one, you wouldn't seem so amazingly hot, because you kind of keep seeing it, and you lose respect for women because you constantly, once in a while, you look at poor, okay, but if you keep looking, you lose respect for women, as if they're all whores, or if they're all into that business, or if they don't, you start having an image of women, a wrong image, rather than each woman has a specific and special image that you will find out by interacting with her, by getting to know her. Instead, you will create this standard um, um, image, and you just put them all in that. It's not good. Neither good for you, neither good the way to treat others or think of others, and just yeah, don't just shut that fucking thing off. Don't watch it. Don't be such a weak-minded. Oh, I gotta have this. No, you don't. No, you don't. Then don't go bitch about people who smoke and they say, I can't quit. If you can't quit porn, you expect them to quit smoking. So set a standard. It's not good. Don't watch it. Once in a while, maybe, but what for? Go for the real one. Go for interaction, communication, friendship, get to know each other, relationship, and that's gonna be part of it too. Otherwise, no, not a good habit at all. Not at all. Just find some game to play, whether real sports or computer game, and get your conditioning changed. That's not good. That's not healthy. And it's only you who can do something about it. Don't sit around and wait for me or somebody else to kick you in the ass and say, hey, don't do that, or something. No. Logically sit down and say, okay, I'm responsible for my health, mental and physical health, nutritional health. This is not good. So I shouldn't be doing it. Cut it down. No matter how many doctors you go to tell you, stop eating fat, until you realize it's not good, then you will, until you do it, nobody else can do it for you. Let me burn my lips again here. I'm getting there. All right. MRS Slinky Moon says, I'm playing this so my son can hear it. He's 19 and his girlfriend is abusive. He's afraid to break it off because he will be alone. Alone? So if this girl wasn't born, nothing else would have mattered. What are we? Bicycles? What is your mom? What is your dad? What is friends? What is school? What is all the other things that is around? Manufacturers of different products, clerks working in stores, shopping, and other people, drivers. Alone, trees, ocean, dogs, cats, horses, animals. Alone. All of that is bullshit. Only her. Why? Because you've gone between her legs and all of a sudden she's the world. The whole meaning of this world is summed up between her legs. This almighty have been born so you can understand the meaning of life. What are you, Monty Python? She's the meaning of life for you? The way I look at it is she's the meaningless of life for you right now. And you're actually crawling so deep in her ass that you cannot see anything else exist. The abundance and opportunities and things that you're supposed to learn and be somebody that perhaps tomorrow your children, not tomorrow, hang on. Just years from now, your children will count on things that you've learned. Not that you've become a pussy that you can't even live with somebody not wanting to be with you or is abusive. You don't have the guts to say, hey, fuck off. Or politely, please fuck off. So I'm being funny bit with you because you're 19 years old. I want to connect with you. I want to make you to understand that I've not always been old. I've been there where you are. Not my girlfriends never were abusive. If they were, just that would be the last day they would. I'd say bye-bye. But first of all, you have to take responsibility that she's abusive. I know she's an asshole, but you have to take responsibility that you're in the position that you are. Why? Because you allowed her to get away with it. Why? I know why. 19 years old. She has a pussy. And you don't want, she denied that from you. And she know it. So, in fact, there's expression for people like you, and I don't mean to be demeaning, I mean to enlighten you and aware and alert you. This is called pussy whipped, meaning you're not paying attention to the personality of this person, of this woman, how she behaves with you, interacts with you, what kind of energy runs there, how supportive she is in your accomplishing your tasks, important tasks, your education, your work, whatnot. But only you're focusing on her vagina, which is very selfish and very self-demeaning of the whole opportunity of life that you have received in this world to be born here. You're selling it all to one relationship and one woman, and that woman is not that she's an angel, she's actually abusive. And believe me, these abusive women, when they have no use for you, they're gonna leave you like a piece of shit in the corner of the street and they're gonna go abuse somebody else. Why? Because you've got nothing else to squeeze out of you. And they've turned you into a pussy. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it in the way that means they've turned you into less of what you are. Because they abused you and you didn't have the balls to say, hey, out. I'm tired of this bullshit. You want to be a man? You don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to be abusive. You don't have to be arrogant. You have to appreciate women, respect women, love women. But before you look at them as a woman, you got to see what kind of a persona they have. Are they qualified to be considered the high echelon of a woman? Woman is not just the way that they look. They have high marks in manners, class, appreciation of life, respecting of life. They're the flowers of the garden. If they're not measuring up, they can't be in the garden just because they're called flower. No, they don't have the characteristics of a flower. So this one calls herself woman, but she behaves as some hoodlum. If she wasn't the woman, would you put up with that kind of behavior? If you say no, that means the only reason you're putting up with her because she has a pussy. That means you don't like her and you know she's not a good person. But you are actually favoring your desire for intimacy, desire for sex. Your desire is stopping you from being the man that you are. Selective and qualifying this woman if she's qualified to be your friend, your girlfriend. She's not qualified because if she wasn't a woman, you wouldn't want her because of her personality and abusive friendship. That wouldn't be a friend. You would get rid of it if it was a friend. But because she's a woman and you get some from her, you don't have the balls to express the fact that this is not acceptable to you. And I want you to grow that pair. Grow it tonight. And tomorrow, call her up, say, hey, we're done. Oh, why? And they're going to cry and all that because they want to put you at guilt. And she's probably a narcissist. I don't know much about it. Didn't tell me anything about it. Your mom didn't tell me anything about her. But it seems to me, if at age 19, she must be what, 18, 19, 20? If she can manipulate a 19-year-old boy at that age that she is, you're in deep shock. Get rid of her as soon as you can. Just say bye-bye. There are so many other women that are going to come around. But I know it's pandemic and you can't go out, see anybody else, so you're not going to get rid of her because you say, I got to get some. Listen, you're 19. There's enough time to get some. So right now, work on your brain, on your self-esteem, on having balls to say no. I'm not interested no matter how pretty she is. If you can say no to pussy, you can say no to any bad thing in your life. That's the test. So protect yourself and have good quality of life. And go on, find a deserving girlfriend for such a man who's got such a good mom to think of him so much, to want to help him to get rid of this bad situation. All right. Wow, it's getting better. My recipe tonight: green tea and a slice of mango, dried mango, slice of dried mango, and green tea. All right. Steven says, I think you like spaghetti. Yeah, I do. Actually, I was going to make some. But tonight there's been lots of, lots of fruit washing. I have my juice in the morning: carrot, apple, 1 lemon, or carrot, cucumber, or not carrot, cucumber. Cucumber, apple, green apple, lemon, celery, and some parsley. But I've been doing carrots and green apple and lemon these days, and I bought a bunch and washed them all. They're all in the fridge, ready to go every morning. That's going to be my breakfast. I'm getting old. I got to take care of myself. I used to do this last year, and it was amazing. My cholesterol went down, my blood pressure went down, all good. I was eating very good with this sort of stuff. And then I would go to the gym for, 2-3 hours, 4 or 5 times a week, and then come home, just have beans, nothing else. Beans. 1 onion, tomato, beans, and turmeric. I had that for 8 months. I lost 26 pounds in 3 months, and muscles and buffed and all that. And now the pandemic closed gyms, and I'm back to not being in shape. So I'm getting back on that whole train again, the juice and the things and all the good things. And I got to increase my... And the weather is not good, so I can't bike anymore. It's terrible. If these are our problems in life, we are, happy people, because people around the world have all kinds of problems. So gratitude. All right. Now, so, and Mrs. Slinky Moon, let me know which country you guys are watching the video from, if you will. I appreciate that. And Angie Huizinga says, I love your combo. I need self-esteem help. Let me know your gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. And by all means, throw in your question. I think I talked about self-esteem. Find your self-esteem in efforts, not results. Sharky934 says, Sarah, last time I saw your video about only comparing yourself to yourself. Can you go more in detail with that? Sure. Let me know your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from, Sharky. Abide by the protocol. Please, everyone. I can see questions. I don't see anything from you. I need gender, age, where you're tuning in from. 3 things. Just like many people would do this here, like male M27 New York City or F32 UK. These 3 I gotta know. First of all, I gotta know how old you are, so I know if you should be here or not. If you're young, your mom or dad should know about it and should allow you to be here. And if you're older, of course, to regular, normal age, then I still want to know what your gender is to appropriately be able to, tailor the questions around that. And at the same time, to know where you come from gives me a little bit cultural background. So I don't have that. I go to the next question. Mr. Boba Django. Boba Fett? Boba Django. All right. I need the protocol, please, Boba. I'll come back to you when I have that. And Sprocasters is my ex. Okay, I need the protocol. You guys can't just give me your questions. I need to know a little bit about you first. Look at this one. Sharky says, male, 17, Sacramento. You see, now I know you're 17 years old. So I know what should or should not, at least I try. And Sharky says, what do you mean by competing only against yourself? All right. Look, since childhood, you've been conditioned by being compared. By being compared, you've been conditioned to think that you're not good enough. Your parents or your uncle or aunt may compare you with so-and-so's son or so-and-so's, daughter or whoever. And they say, look, so-and-so's son got like A in math. Or look how polite he is. So you're constantly being compared. Or with your siblings, they compared you. Oh, he finished his homework already. What are you doing here? Or you're at school. The school teacher compares you with the ones who get stars, the ones who got better grade. Oh, clap for this one. He got this. Such a good boy. Bravo. All good, encouraging things, but it has a different effect on the other people. And through all this comparison, you have been subliminally told that you're not good enough. You got to be more. Being more has caused you to think that you're only good and more and accomplished and successful if you're better than someone else. And with somebody else, which someone else's are not ending, there's always someone else who could have more money or a different job or different level of success or different cars, more this and that, a prettier girlfriend, whatever. So you'll always be comparing yourself without getting somewhere that you would feel, okay, now I have landed on a platform that I'm considered a more. So you got to reverse that and say, look, I do my best and that's all is expected from me because that's all I expect from myself. And I compare myself with myself. That means how better I can do this. Now I learn from these things that I learned today. So tomorrow I'm a better person. I'm a better person that I was today compared to myself with how I spend my energy on that day, what I accomplished, what I learned, what I educated myself, what I learned from that experience, even if I didn't educate myself through academic stuff. But what did I learn through the experience of what I went through yesterday or last month or last week, or what I'm going through now? What is it added to me? The experience that is added to me is making me more. So the fact that you focus on the challenges that you're receiving through life is actually making you more. You don't need to focus on becoming more because you are becoming more already by attending the best you can in your life to whatever it is that you got to attend to. Meaning, you only try to compete with yourself, meaning you only try to better yourself. You're oblivious and you don't care about who's got what, who is doing what, who's got more this, more that. I don't give a shit because my life is here, is in my brain. That's my life. So I'm going to compare with how good I can train this entity, not how better than the other person. How better I can arrive to my maximum capabilities of advancing and developing myself. For that, I don't have any envy because it's me. If I'm not as good as yesterday, it's me. I'm not upset. It's me. I'm comparing maybe to me. Nothing is taken away from me. So I'm not afraid. I don't have anxiety that I'm not as good as somebody else because I'm good. It's me I'm comparing myself with. So I'm relaxed. But I'm keen to learn more, because it's for me. It's not to be better than somebody else, to show anybody else. My way of knowing I'm getting better and becoming more valuable is by comparing it with me. It's through me. I don't envy anybody. I only focus on being better in what I want to know and learn, not being better than somebody else. That means nothing. Because what if that person is just an idiot? So I'm better than him. What does that make me? Better than idiot? Is that great? No. I just want to do my best. There are resources available. If I want to learn something, I learn them. For me. Now I know that stuff. But I'm not going to say, now that I know this, I know it more than you. That means something. No. Knowing means something. Not knowing more than you means something. Who are you? I'm not going to count on you guys. I'm going to count on the knowledge that I can get a piece of it. So compare yourself with you. See how better you have equipped yourself through experiences, through ability to handle, manage life and challenges than yesterday, than how you used to deal with things 2 years ago. That's how you bring more self-esteem to yourself and to be able to compare yourself with yourself and advance without having any envy, any jealousy, any anxiety, because you're doing it the best you can. That's all you can expect from yourself. That's all. But really do the best you can. Like, take the opportunity to learn something out of it. Pretty much that's what I mean. Hieroglyph says female 32 USA. Thank you for that. Hieroglyph says thank you for taking the time to answer all of our questions. I appreciate it. Have a great night. Thank you, Hieroglyph. You too. Mrs. Linky Moon says thank you for the advice. He's laughing and saying you're right. It helps to hear it from a strong male influence. Yes, I am strong. I used to be strong 10 months ago. I got to get back to the gym, then you can say that. But thank you. I'm delighted that he enjoyed it, and I'm thanking you for, bringing him and introducing him to our channel. We have over 2,000 videos on this channel, guys. Most of it is about relationships and breakups and how to understand yourself and deal with your way of thinking about breakups, after breakups, and how to move on and get out of the rot that you have parked your car in it and sobbing and thinking, oh, that's so devastation. Well, life, good thing you're young, you guys, all of you. Life will show you what devastation is, and I hope it never does. But you will sit down and say, those days that you were sobbing and crying and thinking your life is devastated because of breakup was heavenly days, was good days. So don't get used to being weak. and weeping or feeling devastated for such simple things, which is part of being a human. You're supposed to get into a relationship and break up because you will learn from it. You will learn about yourself. You will learn about relationship. You will learn about girls, and you're a girl, you learn about boys. Whatever your relationship, you'll learn about each other. And you become stronger through that knowledge and experience. It's not supposed to be, oh, it broke up, so that's end of the world. The relationship broke up, that means my life broke up. No, relationship and life is a separate thing. Relationship is part of life. Not that relationship is life. So if it broke up, it broke up, the hell with it. Because the good thing is that relationships can break up and go away, but the life is there to take on and allow other relationships to come and experience it. And if that didn't work out, adios amigos. Next one. None of them will kill you. It just gives you more experience to understand what are the tweaks you can do, what are the better selections that you can make when you want to choose a girlfriend. And you learn all these things from previous relationships. You know, we're all human beings, and from each relationship you will learn a little bit more about human psyche. So the next time you want to choose, you kind of have an experience. You're looking for things and you notice things earlier. And that's good. And you can deal with it, discuss it, compromise, or, converse about it. And if you tried, it doesn't work, say, okay, adios amigos, lovely to see you. I don't want to see you again. And that's okay, because you're not hurting anyone. You're just trying to be fair to both of you. Say, that might seem good for you, but it doesn't seem good for me. Simple. So on that note, remember we have over 2,000 videos on this channel, and then we have other videos about OCD, HOCD, or subsets of OCD, intrusive thoughts, to understand our brain, understand our psyche, the movement of mind, things to do with thoughts, consciousness. What is thoughts? What is thinking? Where does it come from? What about consciousness? What about the relationship between the two? What about fear? What is fear? Where does that come from? Desire, pleasure, mechanical process, material process, ego, order. What are these things in life? To know our psyche will help us to become the mechanic of our own machine. And this is where everything's happening. If you don't understand this, this can take you to gutters. If you understand it, then you can ride it well. This is like a horse. If you train it, it will take you where you want to go. It jumps over the obstacles you wanted to jump and take you to the destinations you want to go. If you don't train it, this has the mind of its own. Don't think it's going to obey you. It's going to take you to garbage, to hell. It's going to drive you crazy. So you got to train this thing. Don't think this is you. This is a head. This is your brain. This is not you. This is like intestine. It can go rogue. It can malfunction. It can get diarrhea. You got to understand this so you know what this conjures up is not necessarily good for you, or it's not about you. So you got to be able to tell which thought is actually brain's thought, which I'm oblivious to it and I have no interest in it, and which thought is when I'm using the apparatus of the brain and calculating things for figuring out things for the advancement of my life. They're two different systems, separate, independent systems. The brain and you. Brain's thoughts, your thoughts. You shouldn't mix them up, because then you could go crazy. If you understand all these things, and this is part of the stuff that we cover here, plus other things. If you needed more to discuss other than the live streams and the comments you make on the videos, or the videos that I make, which I have a dandy one coming, I've been working on it for a couple of weeks. I hope it will be helpful to you to introduce to you your brain a little bit more through the research and the scientific evidence of the neuroscientists and so on. I think it'll be helpful to you all. If you need more than that, you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. You can either take a look at the table of contents of the books that I've written, read a sample chapter by pushing a button and acquiring it, whether on print form or ebook version. Ebook version is much cheaper and easier for me. I don't have to go to the post office, mail it. But anyhow, you can do that. Or you can make an appointment on Skype and click on Talk to Mehran via Skype, or click on the Skype button and make an appointment. And if you make an appointment for 1 hour for new clients, I'll throw in another hour and we'll have 2 hours in that one session instead of 1 hour that you paid for. And then we'll hash out and discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. Now that I've plugged the channel and everything else, let's go back to what, no, let me have a sip of this tea. Oh my God. It's so good that I just want to hang up on all of you guys and just enjoy this. You know how you do mindful exercises? That's as simple as this. You make tea, you be with the tea, you look at the tea, you look at the mango in it. You understand this mango comes from some field somewhere tropical. And this mango has ended up dried up and in your cup. And the tea was made somewhere in the world. Some people took the time and harvested this tea, roasted it, and you brewed it, and it's here. And then you're about to take a sip. And you take the sip with this whole story in mind, which means your mind is in the present moment. You are with the tea. You're thinking about what you're doing, which is drinking the tea. Your mind and your body is in the same moment in time. And they are coordinated. And that is when you manifest your total power, when mind and body are together, coordinated. That is also a way of doing mindful exercises. And when you do mindful exercises, amazing things happen in your life. In the brain, GABA neurotransmitters are produced. And GABA neurotransmitter is responsible for being anti-depression, anti-anxiety, and helping you to manage intrusive thoughts. And then with mindful exercises and meditation or mindful exercises like playing sports, which you're thinking about one thing, you're fully focused on that thing, mind and body is both focused on one thing, that's mindful exercises, that's the same as meditation. Then serotonin, melatonin is increased, growth hormones are increased, the level of cortisol is decreased, and amazing things happen. So learn about meditation, breathing meditation, different kinds of breathing meditation, able to use different systems of breathing, the long breathing, normal breathing, Para-Butzinger complex, pre-Butzinger complex system, or the parafacial nuclei system, which is different, faster breathing, shorter breathing. You manipulate the rhythm of breathing rather than the normal breathing that we all do, up and down. And when you do things such as manipulating these, it will help you with, helping you with anxiety, such as if you breathe in, instead of one regular one, you breathe in. That's using parafacial nuclei system, which is not the normal one up, one down breathing. And then you hold and you release. It kicks you out of that little bit of a depression or anxiety you might have and gives you such tranquility and focus and gives you a window to do things that you were stuck, you didn't want to do. So these are little things that we cover. And many of you can also, if you have a good, healthy body, talk to your doctor before you do any of these things. I don't want to have any responsibility on that. But if you have a good health, you can check on Wim Hof's site and learn how to do Wim Hof breathing, which is amazing itself, and help yourself mentally and physically to strengthen yourself. So, having plugged the system, let's go on and continue what we have here. And Aman Atpal says, hello, Mehran, how are you doing? Thank you there. Thank you very much. 19, male, India. Thank you for that. I don't know why everything you say here is automatically held for review. Even when you say hello or you say 19, male, India. I don't know. And Aman says, I'm feeling low and no motivation for work because of my low libido due to HOCD and less attraction, making me disappointed. You're impatient and making me think less manly of myself. Well, you're impatient. You're thinking that everything has to be perfect and all the time up. Yeah, we have up and down. We're human beings. We're like animals, you know. We have up and down, but nobody knows about theirs. We just think that they're always up. It just happens. Says, I'm feeling low because of it. Yeah, I don't feel low. We're like oceans, you know. We're like ocean. It's not. It's ocean is never has the high tide. Sometimes high tide, low tide, no tide. So we're part of nature. We go up, down, nothing. You know, just that's what it is. So don't read into it. Just live your life. Focus on things you like to do and focus on building your life. And then don't keep focusing on what is it I don't have? What is it I feel? I have to feel this way. No, you don't have to feel anyway. Just fuck it. Just live your life. Enjoy. Find things you like. Let me have a sip of this. Oh, amazing. Epic Gamer says, by the way, from UK. Okay, from UK, but I need gender and age, dear. Come on now. Oh, there it is. Male, England 20. Ah, thank you for that. And Zach says, male 21, Montreal. Oh, bonsoir, monsieur. Comment ça va aujourd'hui? Ce soir? Hope all is well with you and taking good care. So let's go back to Epic Gamer. Epic Gamer is a male from England, 20. Epic Gamer says, where is it? Where are you? Epic Gamer says, what about false attraction, HOCD? What difference between attraction and false attraction, HOCD? Look, if you're a heterosexual male, you always like girls, you prefer girls, then everything else that comes to your mind is HOCD. So it's all false. So simple as that. Because you cannot expect that you've been one gender and you've been heterosexual and you love girls, you always loved girls, you today love girls, you prefer girls, whatever shows up in your head, but you still prefer girls, then that's what you are. So everything else is false. And that's the end of that. You don't have to constantly try to check what is this, what is that. This is intrusive thoughts. I explained. This is malfunction of the signaling system of the brain. Malfunction of the caudate nucleus, the automatic gear shift to shut down intrusive thoughts. That's it. It makes you think something and then your body reacts to thoughts, and then because the body's reaction is real because it's reacting to thoughts, not reacting to this anything else. It's reacting to thought because the brain has power to make the body react. And because that reaction is real, you think the thought or the idea, the suggestion about you is real. Don't fall for that shit. That's how the brain affects the body. But your gender doesn't change. Your gender is what always has been, what you want it to be, and it will always be that way. Intrusion and interruptions of your normal system is what you got to deal with. Not that any of these interruptions are real. No, none of them are real. Bullshit. They're hoax. Because you have to focus on understanding if you are the brain and if the brain is you. Once you understand that the brain is philosophically, since the Aristotle time and in the modern neuroscience, in modern time through neuroscience and experiments, you've proven that you're beyond the brain, you're more than the brain, brain is not you, you're not the brain, then you will start focusing on the malfunctions and how the process of this OCD, subset of OCD, being HOCD, is, rather than constantly focusing on, oh, I got a reaction from this thought and my body reacted. Since my body reacted, therefore it must be real, therefore I'm changing. No, you're not changing. As I said to you, you're not cow's milk. You're not milk today, and a few days later, due to temperature change, you're sour milk, you're buttermilk. And then later on, you'll be yogurt. And then eventually, long time from now, you'll be cheese. It doesn't happen that way. It's how you're born. That's how it's going to be. And the rest of it is intrusions of brain's thoughts. And they're not your thoughts. They're brain's thoughts. You got to understand this. Focus on this. You constantly focus on the bullshit. You focus on the roots and the real problem of the malfunctions of the brain. The anxiety level, the perfectionism, the perfectionist that you are, the fact that you want to be on top of the game and top dog all the time, so you keep checking yourself. If there is a chance that I might not be as perfect as I am, I have to check it. So that means I got to check it all the time. And that drives you crazy. You have to focus on these rather than believing the bullshit that comes to your mind. It doesn't matter what topic it is. 2 years, 1 year, 1,000 times I did this, that comes to my mind. All of that is hoax. Have you not ever had SSS, stuck sound syndrome? You hear a jingle in your head, a music, it doesn't go away. You sleep, you get up in the morning, you're washing your face, the tune is back. And you look around, there's no record players, there's no DVD, there's no musicians, there's no radio, there's no television, nothing's on, but you're hearing this music. And you're okay with that. You don't fuss with it. You say, there's a malfunction. That's what it is. But when bullshit happens to your head, which is, that was hallucination of sound, and this is hallucination of thoughts. But you believe this one. But you have no problem understanding that this other one, SSS, is malfunction. It's going to go away. It could linger. Sometimes it lingers for a week. And in this case, these things could linger for a year or two or whatever. But you got to learn to rewire your brain through your behavior, as I explained here. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So watch the video and understand. Watch this thing when it's uploaded. Understand what I've been saying about how to deal with this thing. And make sure you watch the 50-minute video that I'm going to upload as soon as I receive the new thumbnails and the separation of the titles that I'm going to insert to make it a little bit fancy looking for the type of productions that we have. It's never fancy. So this one, I've worked quite a bit on it. So hopefully it'll be informative. There's lots of talking, and don't get bored. Focus on what it says. It's going to be a lifesaver for you guys, for the level of interest that you guys have in this thing that I can see. You care about yourselves. You want to have answers and you want to learn about it. And you have now collectively have learned that this is a malfunction, a disorder. It's not something changing in you. It's a glitch that you got to learn it and retrain it. That's it. That's OCD and OCD subsets are. And so watch it, and as soon as I have those labels or those thumbnails that I can insert is ready, and Olga sends it to me from Russia. So she does all the thumbnails. If you guys, she's brilliant, and if you guys haven't noticed. So as soon as I have that uploaded, and I hope that lots of people will find this channel. And damn it, do something for promoting this channel. We're still not found. I mean, I can see different channels of different kind, and I can see 100, 200, 300,000 subscribers in no time. We've been around for lots of years, and damn it, we're only 21,000 subscribers. We have a lot to share, and we have shared a lot. There's lots of information here. And from your testimonies, lots of life-saving, life-changing information here. But we need exposure, so please, don't just hung up and go about you do lots of shit on social media, and you guys are experts in this. Just promote this goddamn channel. What can I say? I'm doing my best. Damn it. And everything is free, isn't it? So move it. Otherwise I get my ugly stick. Where is it? It's the other across the room. All right. We have, what do we have? And Zach, male 21 Montreal. Zach, did I address your question? Have I? No, Zach has no questions. Okay, it was just introduction. Thank you for that. And Emmanuel says, not sure if it's an OCD or what, but sometimes I find myself thinking about torture when it is actually extremely repulsive to me. it's intrusive thoughts, that's for goddamn sure. It terrifies me, and yet somehow I think about it and I don't want to. Yeah, it's intrusive thought. It's no different than any other OCD and intrusive thought. Some people have intrusive thoughts in form of religious OCD, pedophile OCD, homosexual OCD, and if you're homosexual, heterosexual OCD. These are all subsets of OCD for what gender you are, which you're attacked by the opposite of it, that it suggests that you're not this, you're something else. You're not this, what you've always been, what you prefer to be, what you like to be, but you're actually this. That's, same as the one that you're talking about. It's intrusive thought, and its causes and behavior of it and dealing with it is in the same way. But you guys remember, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychotherapist, I'm not a psychologist, I don't have any medical credentials. Therefore, if you need to, talk to your doctor, talk to your psychologist, talk to your psychotherapist, and use the links of famous psychotherapists that I have put under the description of my videos, like Dr. Schwartz, a neuroscientist, Dr. Philipson, world-known psychotherapist, clinical psychologist, Dr. Jan Weiner, a psychologist, psychotherapist, and Dr. Owens, and these are all scholars and researchers, and Dr. Egnar. These are all links that you can take a look and learn, educate yourself. And I'm sharing with you what I know, what I have researched, what the things I have written in my books about different topics, about thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, movement of mind, movement of the psyche, and things about the topics that I discuss in here. So these are based on my research of the masters of hundreds of years ago, or the present today's scientists or neuroscientists that I have had the chance to research and learn a thing or two. So otherwise, you always need to talk to your psychotherapist and psychologist if it's something that you need to do so. On other matters, of course, I'm always open to have a consultation with you for what's concerning you, and you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, click on Talk to Mehran via Skype, and make an appointment, and we'll have a chat on what's concerning you. All new clients make a 1-hour appointment. I'll give you another hour. We'll have 2 hours on that one session, and then we will hash it out and get to know each other and attend to what's concerning you on Skype one-on-one. And we have here, Emmanuel says, why would the mind bring me thoughts that are repulsive? It's not the mind that brings you thoughts, it's the brain, and the brain's job is to bring thoughts, and it should be negative because it wants to protect you. And how can it protect you if it's not coming up with negative scenarios? If someone comes to you and says, hey, sir, I want you to protect this fort, this mansion, or I want you to protect my child, or I want you to protect my wife, or I want you to protect this belonging, this corporation, whatever it is. How do you protect it if you don't think about negative happenings? You come up with all kind of shit in your head to prepare for yourself, to prepare to protect. You come up with negative happenings, intrusive thoughts. You design it that way so you prepare yourself, you become aware and alert of such possibilities. That's how you protect. Now, the brain's job is to protect you. So it comes up, depending on the level of anxiety, it comes up with all kind of shit. It's trying to protect you, to tell you, hey, watch out, if that's a... But there's nothing of that in the vicinity, but it just alerts you. Why? Because all kinds of information is now on the screen of public domains. All kinds of information of all sorts about new products, new technology, lifestyles, people's private lifestyles, and everything else that exists on this earth. It's seeped through the mediums, different kind of mediums, publications, billboards, internet, videos, programs on TV, all debated, discussed. They all find their way into your consciousness. And from all these information that every brain gets exposed to and gets to know about the existence of such things, of all these sort of things on this earth, brain picks up material and makes thoughts. It doesn't know what it's doing, it just makes any negative thoughts it can, because it thinks its job is to protect you. And to protect you, you got to come up with hazards, dangerous things to you. And then when it goes rogue and it just goes overboard, and you got OCD and the caudate nucleus is not working out, and you have anxiety level that you want to be perfection, you want to be the best, and you gotta have to make sure you're the best in everything, your masculinity, in this and that. So that attracts more negative thoughts. And you're bombarded with all kind of shit. It's got nothing to do with you. It's all production of the brain. So it is the brain that is creating all this shit. And you not knowing that it is the brain, you think it's you, because you have been duped to think that you're the brain. Although the brain was added to you only 40,000 years ago, that means you existed before you had this sophisticated brain. But now that the brain is added to you, you think you're the brain, as if you are added to the brain. That's how you think of yourself. So you put the brain as your leader. What it says, you follow. That's how stupid we are. We've been conditioned to think that the brain is the intellect. Brain is not the intellect, has no intellect. Intellect is not in the brain. And you will see the evidence that I have brought for you in that 50-minute video. If you are anybody who enjoys and wants to really get to know about shit happening in here, what this is put together, you will put some tea together, whatever tea you like, and you watch this thing and learn it. They're all true. Truth will set you free. Knowledge sets you free. So you gotta learn about this. You can't just be bamboozled by brain. Brain is no different than your intestine. That's it. It's an organ. It does something. It's an apparatus, part of you. So it can go, you can create shit just like intestine. You don't fall for it. Okay. All right. Let's go on with. And so sometimes I want to understand how can someone has the heart to do something like that, and I simply can't. And I get said, well, these are crazy people who do tortures. It's just simple. It's simple as that. You don't have to have explanation for it. You don't have to wonder, how could they? No, they're crazy people in this world. Just because people, look like each other, look like human beings, that doesn't mean they have the characteristics and the advancements of a human being. They could look like a human being, but they could be beasts. They could be just some crazy thing that, and we've seen them in the history. I mean, in every era we've had crazy people, torturers, yeah. All right, let's go on to, Stephen says, my hardest part is in the morning, and sometimes throughout the day I get lonely. It doesn't matter. Learn to live with that feeling, because that's not the feeling of loneliness. Your brain suggests that you're lonely. But if you fucking open your eyes, you will see that you're not lonely. There are people around. We're all going through the same shit together in life, regardless if it's pandemic or not. We all have similar stories. So when we have similar stories, we're not alone. We're part of the whole thing. Alone in the old dictionary, if you look at it, it's spelled all one. It means all one. Alone, all one. That means you're one with all. That's when there is no separation. You're one with all. And we are one with all. We are part of the whole thing. But we have learned since childhood, because we've been compared, we've come to understand many other reasons, we've come to understand or think that we're individuals. Like we're separated. We're individuals, but we are not separated. We are actually having something in common, which is our brains, our needs, and the energy that flows through all of us, that binds us. Through the oceans, through the trees, through the rocks, through the humans, through the dogs, through the animals, the horses. We're all the energy that has created this world. And we are having that energy flowing from one end of the universe to the other end of the universe in all directions, left and right and front and back and up and down and all in between. And that energy passes through all of us that actually binds us. And we still think we are alone. We're not alone. We've learned to think we are alone. It's a trick to make us feel we are separated from others. We have more things in common with each other than we have differences. From the morning we wake up, we have the same needs. Thank God, I'm awake. Then you got to go clean yourself. Then you got to go make tea or coffee, eat something. Then you got to go to work or study, better yourself, do something. We need to be loved. We need to love. We need to eat. We need to provide shelter, safety. So many common things we have with each other. And all these common things doesn't make us all feeling we are not alone. If anything, it should make us feel that we are not alone. We are all in the same boat. But we have learned to think that I'm alone. You may not have people to communicate with the way you want to, but that doesn't mean you're alone. So all of this not matter, but only when you're with someone intimate, then you're not alone? No, that means, what if none of these existed, but you had somebody that you were intimate with? Would you not think that you're alone then? That would be worse than the other way around. You have abundance, you have opportunities, you have your work, you have stuff that you got to do, and the needs that you got to provide for yourself, and other responsibilities that you have. You just don't have the relationship. That's okay. They'll come. That's part of this whole journey. It'll come. Whether you want it or not, it'll come. Just be patient. But if it was the other way around, nothing else was around, and there was no activity of any kind, but that's what? It's Adam and Eve? That was alone. All right. And no variety there. So, go count your blessing. Stop that nonsense, Steve. Shit. You think you're fooling me? You come up with the opener that, oh, yes, thank you for putting me on my place. I was talking about this all the time, which I know what it means. That means I'm going to talk about this again tonight. But I'm just going to try to slip it, through that you think that I'm actually not. Look, I'm not just sitting here. I'm not getting the big bucks for nothing. I know what the fuck you're doing. That's okay. I'm glad that I see through it. But you're still talking about the same shit that you said, I'm going to change tonight. You promise it, but your OCD doesn't allow you not to talk about it. I want you to cut that bullshit and stop yourself, become your own monitor, and quickly call it. That's OCD talking. That's intrusive thought. That I'm talking about that girl again. She doesn't worth it. I've already talked about it. I've already decided. Forget it. Boom. Pass on. Don't. The more you talk about it, the more you're doing the neuroplasticity in the wrong way. That's the whole thing I'm trying to get you, and you keep talking about this shit. I want you to talk about the other girls. Focus on that. You don't even need to change your job, Stephen. Honestly. You don't have to change your stick it out there. Be there. Don't give a shit about her. She wanted, she got it, and she doesn't want it, she can't get it. Go away. Go out with some other girls there. Right there. There's so many other girls that like you, so find it. All right. Emmanuel says male 28 Boston. What is Emmanuel? Now you're giving me the protocol after I answered the question. What happened to you? All right. We have Visa Rodi. What? Visa Aradi. Visa Oradi 2212 says Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you as well. I need your protocol, please, if you would mind. Gender, age, where are you tuning from? Shoaib Khan says Happy New Year, Mehran. Happy New Year, Shoaib. Male 24 India, thank you for that. Says I'm still stuck on my ex as my woman and I am still very possessive of her even if she doesn't want any relationship. I understand that, but I just can't stop thinking over all insecurities. Listen, it's not her that you need. It is you that you need. You need to realize that your worth and value is not summed up in her. Being possessive of her or thinking that she's yours is not going to make you think that you're valuable, because what is she bringing to the table? What is it that you're trying to feel that you own or she's yours? What is it? What has she accomplished in this life that is so amazingly that you have to be hers and she be yours? What? What has she done? Other than the fact that she's a woman, which you're programmed to love women, what else is she doing, bringing? What? And that one thing that she was doing, which was paying attention to you, she's not even giving you that. So what is it that she's so great that you want her for? For what reason? Because you don't have enough confidence in yourself that you're nothing without a woman. That's a bad way of thinking. If you think you're nothing without a woman, no woman is going to want you because you think you're nothing without her. She's looking for somebody. So you got to be somebody and valuable to yourself to begin with. Then you go present yourself to a prospective girlfriend. Because then she will say that you have values. You think of yourself valuable. You are somebody nice. You're not waiting for her to come to your life to feel valuable about yourself. Then she will see that, yeah, she wants to be with you because you're already valuable. Look, a woman wants to be with someone who's already valuable. Woman doesn't want to think that she wants to be with someone who's going to be valuable when she's with him. Because then she says, well, if I'm the one who gives value to him, I don't think I'm that valuable myself. So that means he's really full of shit. So I don't want to be with someone who has no value for himself. So in other words, you got to kind of get with the program. Start having self-esteem and start having value for yourself, independent from any relationship. Then you go into a relationship when you're not a beggar. You're not there to get value. You're there to see if they qualify to have your friendship. And that will be appreciated. And then you will find that she's qualified, that she has value on her own. And don't pick a girl that is not having any value on her own. She hasn't accomplished anything. She's not doing anything. She's just a woman. Like she's a female. She's, feminine. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for a woman who has got value, and her value should be independent of you, on herself. She has accomplished something, education, job, something that makes her to be a person of value without you possessing her and making her like, okay, you're valuable because I'm with you. But otherwise, actually, I don't have value and I get my value by possessing you. So it's all full of shit and it's going to fall apart. That's probably what fell apart anyhow. So go ahead, build your life, do your education if you're educating yourself, if you're still in school, get your job and career together, build your life and become that person who feels accomplished. Then that energy will be generated outwardly and the proper candidate will feel it. Then they will come to you and you guys will hit it off on the same level. She's made something out of herself. You've made something out of yourself. Then you both feel valuable to begin with, and you bring things to the table. Not sitting there hoping that the other person will smile at you and you get some sex and that makes you valuable. No, that makes you nothing. You just had sex. That's good, but that's it. Try to get your sex from some woman who's got a career, who's got education, who's got value without you appearing in her life. That's a real good sex. and a real good friendship, a real good relationship, and she hopes that you're also valuable before you get to know her. That you're not hoping that she will bestow upon you value because she's smiling at you. That's all your value you got? Her smile? That's it? That's going to be pathetic. So don't be pathetic. Have respect for yourself, and therefore shoot high. Build yourself and go for a good woman, valuable woman. All right, enough said. Let's go to Zed Kill says, Happy New Year, dear Maron. Happy New Year to you too. Zed Kill, good to see you here. All right. Epic Gamer says, thank you, seriously. You're welcome. Epic Gamer, are you a big gamer? You have a big channel? If you do, give a shout out for my channel. Anybody who's got any contact, make sure you promote this channel. If you have been enjoying it, if you feel that it's worth your while, if it's positive for your lives and others, so give it a shout out, promote it. We need to reach more people, help more people, otherwise they won't find us. When they find us, they swear by it. They are happy to find us. They say, why didn't I find you 5 years ago? 10 years ago. 10 years ago I wasn't, on YouTube. But you know what I'm saying. So why didn't I find you a year ago? Because, I don't know, somehow algorithm of the YouTube hidden us somewhere. So promote us. Let people know. We can help people. Steven says, okay, we'll do Maron. Okay, Steve says, I came to my parents to take their huskies for a walk while listening to you. The husky that was sick is so much better now. Oh, good news. My mom thinks she ate this plant in the backyard that's toxic. Oh, get rid of that plant from the root. Get it out of there. Yeah, watch out what plants you've got. You got to have a list of what's bad for dogs and what plants are bad for dogs and what's good for dogs. I'm sure you do. So just put a list on it, put it on the fridge somewhere that if you can't memorize it, you have the list there. I don't know, whatever it is. Watermelon seed got to come out, and all the mango seed got to come out, cherry seed got to come out, all these things. Blueberries are good for them. They like blueberries. Carrots they don't mind, and they like. Watermelon without the seed is good. Apple without the seed is good. All these goodies. All right. Kenneth Sarita says 17 male Philippines. Happy New Year, sir. Happy New Year to you as well, Kenneth. Says, and thank you for the videos about HOCD. You're quite welcome. There's one big one coming in a few days. I've already finished it, a little bit tweaks here and there, so watch for that. And Kenneth, if you're good at social media stuff, promote this channel. And everybody promote this channel. God damn it, we need this 2021, and we're just tinkering here, tinkering that. I mean, we're too good to have only 21,000 people. We got to have 200,000 at least this year, at least, if not 2 million, for heaven's sake. When we find, when they see what we have, they'll know why they should be here. All right, says the thought started, and says thank you for the videos about HOCD. Kenneth says the thoughts started with the pandemic occur. Yeah, lots of people got that. Sorry, through the pandemic. Something. But now I'm understanding that these thoughts are meaningless and irrelevant. Good for you! Good for you! Keep watching the videos. There are two playlists here. One interprets the thoughts and the feelings and the questions that you might have, that you data hunt and you run after it, trying to interpret it, find out what it means. So I have those. Although you shouldn't pay attention to any of the meanings of the thought at all, because it doesn't matter what the thought is, all bullshit. But if you were one of those brains that you had to know what it is, okay, I have explanations there for you. But also watch the video number 6, number 7, number 11, and number 8. Watch all of them from number 1 to number 23 in the playlist called Intrusive, Transient, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts. It's got, I don't know, 60, 70, 80, 100 videos in there, if not more. But 23 of them, at least, are numbered. Watch the numbered videos. And then the next video, next playlist, is a very important playlist. Very heavy a bit, but very interesting for you to know. Helps you to see what the brain is all about. That's called Intrusive, OCD, HOCD short videos. And heads up, it's not short, all of them. Some of them are long. But that has nothing to do with the interpretation. It has to do with the separation of brain, thoughts, and you. And help you to see the difference between you and the brain. Brain's thought and your thought. These are all important things to know. And the next video that is coming up, the long one, I hope to God that you guys will pay attention to it and don't get bored by my just talking, because the information that I'm delivering, it's valuable. It's part of your conditioning, rewiring your brain. So keep watching it, I don't know, 10 times if you have to, if not more. And Gone Rogue says, hey, Meran, 25 males, South Africa. Oh my goodness, South Africa, we're reaching so far now. What time is in South Africa, Gone Rogue? Actually, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out right now. Right now. Okay. Time. South Africa. Oh, 7:32 a.m. So that is 9:32. That's 10 hours. You're 10 hours ahead. All right. Good. So we now know at this time we'll hit South Africa as well. And he says, I was dating this girl for 4 years since high school. When she left for university far away, things started going south. I tried making things work for a year. No, don't try. Look, age, 24, 25, they go to another nation, they go to university. They're all excited about new people, and we're all excited about attention. That's the whole thing. We all want attention. And so she wants to get attention because she thinks her value is in it by how much attention she gets from this. A human being wants attention. So she gets attention from guys, and she's a woman. She's going to get lots of attention from here and there. So that's it. Don't worry about it. You give your attention to somebody else. And so he continues, he says, I tried making things work for a year. Eventually, she started getting close to some person at the university. Yeah. While we were still together. Oops. And eventually we broke up. Yeah. I'm afraid of dating someone again since I feel they will betray me. Oh, come on now. Don't be an asshole. Asshole in a good meaning, I mean. I don't mean it as being a bad person. I mean, don't be asshole to yourself. Don't be unkind to yourself. This is bullshit what you're saying. This is temper tantrum. You think there's somebody watching you out there, some god you've created, which is your own thoughts, and it's seeing that you're, bursting out, and you say, oh, you're revolting. I'm not going to go for another girlfriend because they're going to betray me. So you're saying that, so you're hoping that something will hear it, and they say, no, they will not betray you, I guarantee it. No, there's no such thing. The next girl is not like the last girl. Maybe so, but it's not because the last girl cheated on you or betrayed on you or whatever. What's betrayed? She went somewhere else. You got to be realistic. The distance, and you don't see each other on a daily basis. She wants attention, and she's going to, appreciate somebody else's attention, and that's the end of it. What does it have to do with the next girl? Why? Maybe the next girl is not like that. Most probably they're not, because how can one woman represent all other women, and her behavior would mean all other? What do you think they are, in a herd? Every individual is different. What if your ex-girlfriend, whoever it was, let's say some girlfriend, says some shit about you because she used to be in a relationship with some asshole that had habits that or behavior that it wasn't up to her standard. So what if she says, well, I don't want to be with you, even though you're a nice guy, but because I had a shitty boyfriend and you're going to be the same. What are you going to tell her? Say, well, hey, listen, what kind of a logic is that? And you're still using the same goddamn logic for this girl, for the next girl. That's stupid, isn't it? But not just stupid, illogical, unfair, untrue, imbalanced, unjust. Also, you're going to deny yourself the most beautiful thing that exists, women. What? You're going to punish yourself because she was stupid or she chose different path? What? Okay, she chose that, she can go, but you can still go and find another girl that meets your standards. Why not? Why do you have to punish yourself? Why are you supposed to think that this was the summation of all the traits of all other women? That's not nice. Can't say that. And it's not true either. And she didn't betray you. She went on a different university, and you could see it coming. And then what? Most women are like that. Not almost. This is how they are. They don't move out of one relationship until they find some other promise, somebody else. So it's not like, she's betrayed. You got to figure it out, and you got to be smart about it. Say, listen, you're there. I know that someday one of us is going to find somebody. So what do you think if we just, break up? If she says, yeah, I think that's a good idea, that means she's already getting attention and she kind of was looking for it. So good. You say, okay, great. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. It's not the end of the world. And Gone Rogue says she wanted to stay friends. Friends for what? And keep chatting to me. He says, no, that's because it gives her confidence to go and be snobbish on the other guys. No, let her go and fight her own battles. And don't find energy from you and go and snub the others. Just, she should do it on her own. And chatting to me, but I told her I couldn't. Yeah, sure. Why should you? You're not an entertainer. I'm afraid the next person I would date will betray me again. Oh, but she didn't betray you. She's just an idiot. That's all. Why do you call it betray? No. It's not betrayal. You should have known it coming, and you knew it coming. You just ignored it. That's all. She was going to go to university for 4 years. You think that she's going to hang around for 4 years to become a nun? Of course she's going to get other attentions and the rest of it. So don't deny yourself from something wonderful and go for other women and enjoy yourself. And don't change yourself because this one was turned out to be that way. Don't take revenge of her behavior to other women. Be fair, be nice, be yourself. Always be yourself, cordial, gentleman, nice, kind, just the way you are, however you are, and let them set the tone if they can appreciate it. Or if they appreciate it, great. If they didn't, adios. Next. All right. Epic Gamer says, 20 Mail UK, thanks for answering my question. At the moment, I'm with a girlfriend for 5 months, and I think I love, but I'm not sure. Oh, come on. How can you be sure that you love? You're 20 years old. You don't know enough about yourself, let alone know what kind of woman you want, that you can be in love. It's not love, it's lust. You look at a tree, you're going to think that you love it because it's got a shape. That's the age you are. So you have no credentials to think, I love this girl. No, that's lust. And you're going to have that lust for any woman that you see out there. So until you're 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, just play the field. Meaning, be nice, be cordial, be a gentleman, date, get to know them, and if it worked out, great. If it didn't work out, fine. Next. Because through the next few years, you get to know about yourself through these experiments, exercises, and experiences in life, and through your education, job, and general experience in life. You get to know more about yourself, your character, what you want, what kind of woman you want, and what is it that you're all about. Then you have a better idea what kind of woman you want. Then you may find and select the right woman, or at least close to what it is that you're like, and the kind of woman that would suit your kind of consciousness. And then you have a better chance to actually, after a while dating and seeing each other, negotiating life out there, when the whole world is normal again, hopefully, then you will see if that it can be called love. Otherwise, right now, you don't know yourself, let alone knowing her. And if you don't know her, you can't love somebody that you don't know. So this is just lust. And that's going to come very easy at your age. Pretty much at any age, but you got to be aware of it. So it's not love, it's you don't love her, you love what she does for you and the image that she creates for you and the whole, the thing. So, and says, is it my OCD playing on me? I'll share your channel on Instagram. Thank you very much for sharing your channel. What OCD? Don't worry about it. It's just 20-year-old love. You're gonna love a puppy if you're. I know. You know what I'm saying. You can love a doorknob, for heaven's sake. I mean, you can love a statue in the middle of the city if it's whatever. So. Gone Rogue says, thank you, Marion. I appreciate the hard truth and your time. You're quite welcome. My pleasure, dear. Promote the channel. That's my fee. Promote the goddamn channel, guys. We're going to die and nobody will hear about us. All right, listen. We answered all the questions here. It's been 2 hours and 38 minutes. It's time for me to say goodnight. And it's time for me to say, I look forward to talk to you again. I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, for allowing me to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to talk to you again. I don't know, maybe tomorrow night, maybe Saturday, as usual, at 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. 1 p.m. for North America and Europe, and 9 p.m. for Australia, New Zealand, Philippines, Hong Kong, New Zealand, New Zealand, I said, Singapore, and India, Pakistan, Iran, and other Asian countries that we can reach, and South Africa, obviously. So, in the meantime, take good care of yourselves and your loved ones. Be good, be safe, be good to each other, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.